YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to Television 87. Thank you guys for watching. If this is your first time stopping by, thank you so much, and I hope that you guys come back again. So let's get into it. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 15, Episode 2, Sisters Before Misters. So there was a lot going on in this episode, but I really just want to focus on this whole dynamic between Kenya, Candy, Sheree, and Martell, but mainly Kenya, Sheree, and Martell, because at one point Candy wasn't really even in it like that, but it continued on between Kenya and Sheree. So we pick it up from where it left off last week at the party. Kenya tells Sheree, "Look, Martell slid in my DM, and I never responded, but I just wanted to let you know what was going on. I see that you guys are all hugged up and everything now, so I didn't want it to ever be an issue or whatever that it may come back up." So Kenya's telling everything. Martell denies that he ever sent her a DM, so that's why she became, like irritated. And then you see Candy is like, "What's going on? Why are you lying about sending her a DM?" Because she pulled it up. I saw it, but it it was 2 years ago and not 6 months ago. But either way, Martell definitely DM'd Kenya. Now, if it was to be flirtatious or we don't know what it was really for, but apparently there was another message that Martell had deleted in that DM, and what we saw on TV was just a "thank you for your kind words," blah 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 blah. But if you watch Candy speak on it, she goes all like way more into detail about that DM, and she even pulls up, like, she shows a live example of how deleting the DMs and the pieces of messages in the DMs works, and how you accept or deny, and when you can still see messages or not. She goes into that, but that's why she was just irritated, and Kenya was irritated as well, because it's like, okay, Martell, if you send her a DM, just say you sent her a DM. Like, don't try to sit up here and lie about it. But the part where it starts to go left is Martell is in, he, of course, he's trying to defend himself. So he takes the phone, like he takes his phone and is like putting it in Kenya and Candy's face, like, "Here, look, see, blah 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 blah. This is what's going on." And Kenya doesn't really like that, so that's when she says, "Ooh, Martell, you're being aggressive. You're kind of scaring me." Like, she says it, but she's kind of like giggling when she says it. So she drops aggressive. She calls Martell aggressive. And the conversation is continuing, and it gets to the point where Martell, he's clearly upset. So he's like, why y'all talking about this? So what the F if it was 2 years ago, blah 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 blah." Something along those lines that he says, but he curses at Kenya. And baby, Kenya does not like that. She's not going for it at all. So at that point, after Martell curses, he walks away. But this is where it also goes a little bit more to the left, because Martell was walking off and Kenya got up and went to follow him to keep the conversation going. So it was bad behavior on both parts. Definitely on for Martell and Kenya. Now, let me know what you guys think about it, because there are some people who are saying out there that Martell was not being aggressive, and some people are getting on Kenya like, "Oh, why is she always calling everybody, why is she always calling men aggressive? Like, first she did it to Sonya's husband Ross, now she's calling Martell aggressive." So let me know what you all think about that. So after Kenya gets up, walks to Martell, keeps the conversation going, Kenya says, "Once a cheater, always a cheater. You effing piece of ish." Um, and of course, after that, Martell and Sheree, they leave, they get in the car, and Martell is just saying like, "Yo, like I'm upset and I'm offended because I don't even know these ladies, and they trying to, just make me look bad." But Martell, you don't need no help trying to look bad, because we've seen your behavior on another show, another little show called Love and Marriage Huntsville. So you're just bringing all that energy onto the Housewives. But yeah, Martell is over it. And Sheree says in the show that, oh, it was like hee hee ha ha, that she had already knew about the DM that Martell, has sent to Kenya. She says at one point in a confessional that she already knew about it, that they had talked about it and everything. But it, no. From this scene, like, Sheree, she couldn't have. I don't know. Do y'all think she's, really knew about it, that he told her, or not? I don't think she knew about that prior to that scene. I just don't think that Sheree knew that Martell told her anything about that. But let me know what you guys think. Drop it down below. So now we're gonna go to bounce to like the end. This is where it comes up again, because Kenya meets Sheree at the She by Sheree warehouse. Child, I don't know what's going in that warehouse. It damn sure ain't work. But when Kenya gets there, they do little pleasantries or whatever, and then they get into it. Kenya is saying, "Sheree, you need to watch out for Martell. His behavior was unacceptable. He was being aggressive, you know, cursing at me and then getting in my face and blah, 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 blah." And Sheree is telling Kenya, "Okay, but yes, you walked behind him. You started cursing him and going off too." So it's like Kenya was just trying to tell Sheree, like, "Look, you got to look for the signs, and we've been through similar situations. You went through that issue with Bob, and then you had Tyrone the last season, who just like made you look crazy. It's like you keep dealing with these dudes who just are not doing right, and I don't want to see that happen to you again." But it's like Sheree is hearing her, but she not really trying to hear it at that moment. She is like, you know what? She's kind of taking up more for Martell in that moment, and I mean, I guess that makes sense. Being that they are supposedly dating on this show. But let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with? Are you on more Kenya's side, or on more a Sheree side? Do you think Martell was being aggressive, and do you think that he was being more like abusive? Because that can get really, really, you don't want to put abusive out there, because yeah. And like Candy and Kenya were talking about on Candy Speak on It, those words can really, you know ruin somebody's reputation. The rumors get started and all these things, and those are not, you know words that you just want to be putting out there lightly. So I can understand where everybody is coming from, but I think the general consensus is that yes, Martell was definitely aggressive. However, Kenya did not move right either, when she should have just let Martell walk. He was walking away, but she you know, kept it going by going after him to keep that conversation going. So drop your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think. And a couple other points about this episode. It's gonna be a lot to watch Drew and Ralph go through this season, because it's like they're just, oh, we're in such a good place, we're in such a good place, and everything, the studios are happy place, and it just is like, it's almost kind of like overkill. It's like y'all are just in the happiest that y'all have ever been. I kind of feel like it's just being extra for the sake of trying to cover up what was really going on, and the fact that we didn't even see Drew the first episode, but Ralph was there by himself, like, you know, because apparently Drew was seeing her father, where she did talk about that he has Alzheimer's, and she gets into that story. And supposedly Ralph and Courtney are related somehow. But another thing that I thought was funny about this episode is that Sonya, she straddles the fence. She needs to pick a side, and she gonna end up being on the wrong team. And Candy, like, lightweight checked her when they went to go eat, like, okay, well, when Courtney was saying all this about me saying I'm ghetto, what did you say? Baby Sonya got the stuttering. I told her, you know, no, I'm Candy's friend, you know, and blah 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 blah. But yeah, they got Sonya real good with that. Sonya, I need you to figure it out, Sonya. Which way you want to go? 'Cause, you know, starting stuff and instigating and not shutting down stuff, leaving stuff open, you gonna find yourself in a bit of a mess. And about, let's see what else. Yeah. Regarding Candy, Todd, and the cousin who met up at Blaze at the restaurant, Candy said that she had already been talked about it in the first episode. So this is what Candy said on her speak on it, that she had already spoke about it in the first episode. So she didn't really feel the need to, as soon as Melvin sat down, to just like go in, you know. And she was saying that sometimes the producers like need to let the scenes play out instead of trying to rush things. So, and they really can't, they can only say so much because it's still a legal matter going on. So yeah. um that's pretty much it that, you know, I really want to talk about for this episode. But like I said, the main thing was the whole Kenya, Sheree, and Martell situation, and the aggressiveness that was going on. So once again, thank you guys for watching. It's TelliVision 87. If you want to check out more of my Housewives of Atlanta content, I'm going to have some videos right here on the screen for you guys, and I will talk to y'all soon.